So um so we got that. So this is the code that we have directly type in the SQL tab. We got that. Okay, yeah, this is a junction. So I have to compare the SQL code when using my MSSQL TSQL to create the same company car table we did before. And you can see the clear difference between both of them, right? So they're similar, but they're not the same. So we're using company cars, um, credit table, DBO. DBO is not mentioned here at all. So that's the main difference, okay? Or you begin to see the differences with MSSQL or TSQL uh, and uh, and MySQL. Rarely will you find this in tutorials. They will just give you straight TSQL or straight MySQL. Comparing and contrasting is rare. So I just thought I'd point that out. Now you can click the close button if you're previewing. And yes, this is the table structure. Now we want to insert values into our database, into our tables, right? So to insert new values, it says, however, if you insert data into all the columns, we do not need to state the columns. And at least the columns where you are inserting must be in the same order as the database. That is using this syntax, right? This is how to insert value into the columns. Uh, Table name, column, you list your columns, and then the values for each of the columns, like so. But if you don't need to state the columns, if all you're gonna do is insert the value, but they have to be in the exact same order, right? So um, that is if you are setting to all the colors, not some of them. So we're going to do it this way. We want to insert this value into we already got employees table. So we want to do it now into um, employees too. So we're going to now go into the SQL again. And to do that, just click on that SQL. That takes us there. And do that. Insert it to company cars. And then you now click go at the bottom. Okay. And click go. It says query successful. And this is the exact code. So to go into to see what you've done, um, select all from company cars. Now this is very similar to TSQL, except that you have DBO there, right? You recall. So now you can just click on company cars and see it, or as a good developer that you are, you just go into SQL and type in there, select asterisk, which stands for all, select all from, and then this is where if you follow the last tutorial, this is where the single quote or the quote marks come in. In MySQL, you have to state them. Okay, if you don't state them, you have an error. Company cars. Okay, and then you have to end it with a semicolon. Unlike with TSQL, right? So when you do that, you now click go at the bottom, and to see everything you've done so far. Okay, we're getting an error. We have an error. So check the manual that corresponds to your Marathi or right to use near company cars. Okay, so if you make a mistake, you will get the error just like that. So um, so I'm just gonna copy it again and see what the problem could be. There's a very easy way to find out what the problem is anyway. So so yeah. So I must have typed it in wrong. So I just copied it directly now and it just worked for me compared to when I typed it in. So this is exactly what I typed in, but sometimes there could be a typo. So this is what we exactly what we inserted in the data. As you can see, way back 250,000 head of sales team. So we got that now for insert data into table, and then to update data into in a table. You this is the syntax. Sorry, you update table name, set the column, value column, all the column and the value to, and the where condition. Okay, so we want to update the table company cars and set car name to Tesla and the price to 100,000. Okay, so this is how you do it, and it says where we now state where the product ID is 3. Now we've only got one here, so let us just copy everything here and change that value to 1. Yeah, so we copy this, go in the SQL box there, and this is there by default. Okay, so we go put that there. So we say update company cars, set car name equal Tesla, price 100,000, where company cars is where company cars dot product ID equals, we're saying 3, but we want to make it 1 because we do not have product ID 3, do we? So recall that we're using for all the column names, we're using single quotes. You see that there? We also use single quote on the values. So on the single quote on the database, yeah. So single quoted everything, database, table name, column name, and values, all in single quotes. Okay. Apart from the number, which is 1, because it's a number. Um, it cannot, it may not, as a matter of fact, for product ID, IDs are usually not quoted, single quoted. They are left as numbers, and it's actually an integer. So we set as an integer. This one is set as, remember the data, this is an integer. This is set as a decimal. So decimal, which, that means it has to work on this to put it into decimal form. Yeah. So okay, now we click go. Click go, and it says 1 row affected. So that's successful, and we can now go into this company card to see that it's changed. So okay, that's the, no, that's the wrong table. That's employees. We're looking at employees 2. So we're going to employees 2, and we can now see that we now have Tesla ahead of sales 100,000 as opposed to what we had before, um, what we had before there, which was a Maybach. Was it a Maybach? Yeah, Maybach. So this is not a Maybach, this is a Tesla. Okay, because we changed it. So that's update. Now delete. Now to delete data from tables in MySQL, the syntax of deleting data from table is delete from table where condition. Okay, so we're saying delete from company card where car name equals. We can say Lambo, but what we want to do is we want to add more. Want to add more to show this delete. Otherwise, if we delete the only data in there, there will be no data in there at all. So let us copy this again and go into SQL and add. Um, so this time we want to say Lamborghini. Let's call it Lambo. Don't know. So we make it 500,000 and we say CO, right? Okay, so we got that one. I want to make it two because remember we already have one product ID one. This is product ID two. So we click go there, and when we click on company cars here, we now see we have two. So we now have a Lambo, right? So since we now have a Lambo, what we can do is delete the Tesla. Okay, so we want to delete the Tesla. Um, so we say copy this, just as it says, and then go back into SQL tab, um, and then delete this, paste this, and then change this to Tesla. We could leave it as Lambo and we'll delete the Lambo, but because we just inserted it, let's leave it some time to enjoy our presence, okay? So we got that there. Recall we use single quotes or double quotes, but you must stick with one of them instead of mixing them. Stay with single or double quotes. This case we're using double quotes, and we're not even using quotes on the column names. I mean on the table name, which we should, but sometimes it's not strict. So we say go, see what happens. Yes, I want to execute it. Okay, so it gives you a warning whenever you want to delete data or delete your values, so you do not regret or hastily do something. So this worked for us, so that's fine. So we go into company cards to see what we've got now, and you should see all the Lambo. And indeed, we've only got product ID 2, which is Lambo. So that means that is us. That is how you work MySQL. The first part of it is CRUD part of it, which is create, read, update, and delete. Now we got a test question. If you are, which you can access if you're registered, if you're registered with Debonair Training, and enrolled in this particular module, you can get the practice code, you can take the test, you can practice until you become very good. That's the essence of Debonair Training for developers. So if you haven't yet signed up, don't hesitate to send me an email or use the contact form so that administrative staff can get you eligible and then uh, um, get registered. Okay, so that's it for this lesson. The next lesson we're going into more detail, the functions, the keyword statements, important keyword, important functions for querying database. Okay, so it's almost like a part two of MySQL. So I'll see you See you in the next one.